Hey folks, how you doing? 1010 Noggin here, getting ready to do another round of Fallout 4. Having kind of a nice Sunday. All done with all the needs to do for the day, so I'm just going to take some time to relax and hang out. And basically run some errands for some mob? Yeah, that's close enough. Mob bosses in Nuka World. The leaders of the raider gangs, and kind of bide my time until I decide when to whack them all. So I'm near enough to the next two places I need to go, so why don't we get underway? And to all the folks who are watching, so that's a new thing. I'll talk about that in a minute. The explosion that happened when I landed there. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a good Sunday who's watching, and anyone who's watching the replay, I hope you're having a good day or evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. So I was going to try playing some background music today, but I'm struggling with two different things there. And one of them is legal. And it's not the idea of playing music while streaming. So far as I can tell, in the States, currently, you can play whatever the heck you want. It's when you record things that things get, kind of icky. And there's the first problem is, I didn't check to see if that was someone friendly or not. Thankfully, it doesn't look like it was. But anyway, since I'm recording everything and keeping them around on YouTube, I don't know if you heard that. I heard something really weird in my headphones. It sounded... Oh, it's the building's groaning, but I don't know. There's something about it. It sounded a little spookier than usual. Yeah, like, who's that? I think you're a bad guy. Yeah. You're a bad guy. You were a bad guy. Woo, nice spin. A little pirouette on the way out. Guy was like, I'm out of here. So the fact that I record them and keep them around, if I play music during my broadcast, it means that I can't record them at all on YouTube. And I'm still, like I said, I'm still making up stuff as I go. I think I would like to keep those around for... Why is there so much steam? That's really weird. I'd like to keep them around for a while. So I'm going to keep doing that for now. What I may end up doing later, though, is taking a little more time, going through, finding highlights and putting those up on YouTube instead. But even then, if I am recording or playing music in the background during my streams, it's going to make it really tough to do that unless I completely redo the audio, and that's just not an option. The only real automated option there is if I get a really sophisticated setup where I'm recording the game audio on one channel via a virtual cable and the mixed audio via another, just blah, 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 all this, which I think it would be possible. It's not worth the effort right now. Let's just see if I can build an audience, hang out with folks, meet some other people who like to play games kind of the same way I do, who like to dig in and nogginate, right? Like to dig in and really, they get a lot of pleasure from analyzing things and critiquing it. Hello. You got that bob and weave thing down really, really well. Or you did. Ouch. Whoa. No. You stay the heck away. You too. Not to toot my own horn too much, but I'm getting pretty happy with my aim most days. Much better than it used to be with these kinds of games. I attribute a lot of that to the mouse I'm using. Finally got a higher resolution, an actual like a gaming mouse, corded, the whole thing, and it really, really does make a big difference. For me, anyway. So recording things on YouTube. Gonna do it for a while. That complicates things. The other thing is, honestly, I don't know if anyone would actually like the music that I like to play during this thing. So, oh, I thought you were Cricket. You're wearing Cricket's outfit. So when I'm playing this, I like to listen to stuff like Boards of Canada. Oh, hold on a sec. I just realized my setup is a little goofed here. There, that's better. Okay, back to it. Anyway, if I do arrange some time where I plan to do some streams where I'm just not going to record them, I'll give it a shot. But to me, things like Stars of the Lid, Boards of Canada, maybe M83, Lossel, all this like really sort of almost minimalist. I don't know what to call Boards of Canada, but to me it suits the Wasteland beautifully. It's in a way that's totally different, of course, than like Diamond City Radio or any of the stuff that, whoops, any of the stuff they build in. There we go. Speaking of noggins. Oh, I tripped. There we go. That was a little cartoonish. Throw your lid. Anyway. So I'll try it out sometime. Because again, it's not the sort of... I don't know how many people I don't know how popular the music really is. But it's not about popularity to me. It's about suiting the music to the visuals, to the theme of the game. And that weird kind of bleak, semi-retro sort of sound that a lot of those groups have, again, just suits us beautifully. Creates a completely different vibe for the Wasteland. Totally different dystopia.
Show your face! Come on! I dare you!
I love Diamond City Radio. It's fun. It's actually kind of cool. So my son, in playing the game, has kind of gotten into some of that music and has made some of his own playlists based on what's in there. And when we were playing before, we would use those playlists or, you know, build our own, but we'd also add in some things like Patsy Cline and some other things that, you know, to me kind of fit the theme. It's awesome. It's just not the only thing to do. Sometimes prefer something that feels a little bit more a little more bleak. What? Finish your sentence. Let's put a band-aid on. Ew. Whatever. Howl away if you want. Ah. Oh. Most of those things are more annoying than they are dangerous. Just something about them bugs me. I don't like them. If they designed them to foster a kind of natural apprehension, a kind of natural dislike, then man, they did a good job. So anyway, so the music thing, yeah, I don't know if anyone would like it, but I'll try it out sometime just to see if... it's kind of like scoring a movie, right? You want something that kind of complements the story, the visuals, all that. You get the idea. I'm kind of looping here. So not going to do that today, though, until I get a more concrete plan. Anywhere else I can jump to from here? I can probably get over there. Wait to make sure things are recharged. So, the chroma cam... ooh, hit my head. Ah! Come on. Okay, hold on right there just for a little bit. My chroma cam, I think, is working a little better. And I can't really show it off here. I posted a picture on Twitter at 1010 Noggin showing the little setup I made yesterday, which is why I didn't actually end up streaming a second time. Because I took some time in between just to go chat with some other streamers, which was really fun. Went out to Mixer. Had not really watched too many people on Mixer before, but went out there and hung out. Watched some other folks playing Fallout. But between that and then I had to figure out how I wanted to design the solution to the chroma cam issue. Had to go buy the parts and then put it all together. And so by that time, yeah, I don't know about where you are, but it's really, really warm here right now. At least for me. I'm not a warm weather person, so it's probably not, probably in the 90s or something. But for me, that's about my limit. It's actually above my limit. Woo! I actually saw his eyeball fly by. Could have been a cat. Take you. And make super mutant soup. There you go. But yeah, so anyway, the solution seems to work. It's basically just some PVC pipe. Oh, I don't want the bottle. Yeah, all that stuff's good. PVC pipe and a cheapo shower curtain from the local Goodwill. And it's not great in that I couldn't find one that was black or white, surprisingly. So that one's kind of a green color, but it's a faded green, and it tends to blend into my... You can see, yeah, I just lost my headphone there. Still tends to blend in just a little bit, but it's better than it was, so... Incremental improvements, right? So... Let's see where to go from here. Should stay focused on the missions, huh? Also, I should move the mic closer. Just realized how far away that is. I gotta rig something up so that that can stay nearer to my face, too. That and don't mumble. Boy, I was watching one of my other streams. I watch a lot. I don't watch all my streams, but I watch a lot of them. Just to kind of know what I'm doing. You know, you look at them, look at what you've done, and you start to see all your unconscious habits. All the tendencies that you didn't notice while you were streaming. And I tend to mumble. If I start disappearing into my head, thinking about something too much, I'll just start kind of trying to stop enunciating my words. So anyway. What else? Oh, the explosion thing. Here, let's actually demo that. So that's an enhancement to the power armor. Boy, excuse me. Where if I drop from a... It doesn't have to be very high, but when I land, if you get one of those, you know, shock and awe landings where there's sort of a big bang and a rumble, well, now it will also vent hot gas out of the boots, apparently, which will hurt anyone nearby. So that's kind of cool. Let's just jump down there. Woo! Like that. And it's just kind of a fun way to surprise some NPCs now and then. So I'm not going to keep it on if I go out with a companion, I think for obvious reasons. I tend to be a little clumsy around companions anyway. I don't know how many times I accidentally shot Curie. I do not want to blow her to bits by jumping off a building and landing next to her. That would be really sad. What other news? Oh, so like I've said many times before now, this is a new account. Getting some, you know, starting to build up a little starter audience. It's going well enough. No, not a ton of interaction on YouTube. Like views while I'm streaming, yes. People watching the videos after, some, and actually more than I would expect. Not a ton, and that doesn't surprise me because YouTube tends to be popular for short content. You know, you do a 1.5 to 2 hour stream, and you're not necessarily going to get a lot of people going back and watching that. Some of my friends do, that kind of thing, so that's kind of cool. But I got, I hit a sort of social media milestone of sorts there. I got my first like, and I got my first dislike. Both of which are proud achievements. I thought I tripped a trap. I didn't realize there was a person. For now. Okay. So the light was on one of my Detroit Become Human videos, my most recent one, in fact, where I did not die. Neither did, where that is Connor, Like all the folks in the game managed to survive a major scene, which they did not do the first the first time I played through. Where'd he go? That was a great little jump there. It surprised him. Oh, he's back. Oh, this thing's junk when you're not using the scope. You cannot aim with it at all. Where is he? I'm missing him. Oh, there you are. You did fall all the way off, but at least you didn't die from the fall. That's something to be proud of. Legs. There you go. Oops. Still in that same spot. What's he doing? Not a time to, oh. What I expected. I thought, I wondered if he was already dead. Like that. Anyway. So, yeah, I actually had a really good gaming streaming session in Detroit. Boy, was I tense. That game makes me tense. Like, in a good way. You know, you play for the tension, but yeah, it ended up going well. And so, got a like on that one. I got a dislike, or whatever you want to call it. Thumbs down on my last Fallout video. It's one of those things that's like, no idea why. You know, there's no comment or anything. It's not like, oh, that's some valuable feedback, thank you. To me, it's still a point of pride because it prompted enough of a enough of a reaction that someone actually took the time to click a button. And, you know, it could have just been someone saying, I'm a garbage streamer, you know. I don't know. Even that's okay at this point. At least someone was watching. So. It's funny, though, you know. On my other account... So I had another account, like I've said before, you know. It had a weird name. It had a name that I made up kind of late night and was trying to make something that I'm like, look, I just want something that will pretty much be guaranteed to be available across a lot of different social media outlets so that I can have the same name in many places. And it worked for that. But no one knew how to say it. No one knew how to pronounce it. And it didn't mean anything. It was entirely abstract. And so no one knew what to do with it, you know. So I blogged under that name for years. Not a ton of entries, but it took years. Let's see if I can get up there. Well, the point I'm getting to here is that I actually had some videos on there on YouTube under that name. They got not a ton of traffic, but, you know, probably the most traffic I've seen on social media. But one of them was a critique of Transistor, the game, which I don't do scores. I'm not doing like numerical reviews. I'm not a fan of those, personally. So it wasn't that sort of thing. It went through and kind of broke down, you know, here's why I'll never play the game again. And that one initially I thought got nothing but negative feedback. I got some likes on the blog post, but on the associated, there's a video that led to the blog post on YouTube, and that prompted comments of people being like, "Oh, you totally missed it," you know. And I'm like, "That's fine. No, this is good." You know, I mean, you're gonna get people who are not especially interested in having a kind of back and forth discussion. That's okay. Like I've said before, I'll hold out for the folks who actually, you might disagree, but you're willing to have a really good, you know, dig in discussion about a thing, you know. So, point being, you know, mainly got negative feedback, but even that negative feedback was something that was good. I actually enjoyed it. Gave me something to respond to. At least one person who responded on the blog was someone who I've known for a really long time. I haven't talked to for a while. We kind of parted ways for various reasons. And so that was basically the last conversation we've had, which is kind of sad. But at the same time, I enjoyed it. It was a good discussion. There's someone who I really respect intellectually. So it was fun. So anyway, so there you go. Little social media milestone. Hopefully there will be many more of those. We'll see. At this point, I'm going into this without a ton of concrete goals just because I'm looking for something to do to try to build. I keep saying audience, but it really isn't audience. It's community. I've been looking for a long time to find other gamers who don't take the view that so many people seem to take these days. Maybe it's a misperception on my part, but so many people seem to have such a negative view of analysis, of taking something seriously. You know, they take the view that something that is serious is anti-fun. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be serious about a thing and have fun at the same time. Which isn't true on so many different levels. You know, go to your nearest Comic-Con, which I actually kind of encourage for other reasons. That is like my family's getaway now, is going to one of Portland, Oregon's Comic-Cons in September every year. Rose City Comic-Con, for anyone who's interested. And you see people who are very, very serious about their fandom, you know. So it's this really cool combination of being really, really into something, but also having fun with it at the same time. You know, people who love the deep discussions and analysis and alternate views. But like, I'm not going to make it over there. Oh, crap. Ooh, so close. Whoop, oh, again. There we go. Well, let's head for a doorway, shall we? Anyway, so yeah, finding other people who take games seriously without sacrificing fun. It's probably the best way to say it. People who like to learn about the context, the history, the philosophy, all the ideas that go into a thing, you know.
What is it?
It's me. Whoop. Denser than the average. Yeah. You're a little dog too. And your dog too, I guess is the line. Doesn't matter. So yeah, looking for community. Right before I created 1010 Noggin, which to me it's meant to, you know, it still kind of says something about what I'm looking to do with games and streaming. It's a whoop, you know, it's easy to pronounce. People respond to it really, really well, which I'm just thrilled with. People have fun with it, and that's great. I love that. But anyway, right before creating it, I've been kind of holding off. I wasn't sure if this was something I wanted to invest too much time in. And I had a series of folks who came, you know, down online while I was streaming. And we had really, really cool discussions about... I got some games added to my playlist from the discussions. And it was just that... It was that little thing that went, you know what, you're not, like, such an extreme minority that, you know, you're never going to find something to do. Stick with it, give it time, build up your audience, and you know, you'll find other people out there who like to play games in kind of a similar way. You know, there really is a real opportunity to build community here. Connect with other folks, share game ideas, share analysis and critique, design ideas for games. So I am really looking forward to it, and it'll take as long as it takes. So that goes all the way back to what I was saying initially. What kind of started that thread is I don't have any real concrete goals because what I'm looking to build is just going to take time. It's going to take time to find those folks and connect with them, and it takes as long as it takes. I'm just going to have fun in the meantime. Who can argue with that? You know, because you get into anything like this, and you will find any number of videos and articles and that kind of thing on how to build up your community really fast. And I'm like, if I could, and also get the kind of audience, you know, the discussions I want, brilliant. But I don't want to do this just for the numbers, you know. I've kind of beat this one to death, but it was a good point for reflection. The other day when lots and lots of people showed up, that just confirmed for me that, yeah, I'm really not interested in focusing on the numbers. I had the numbers for a brief period, and it didn't mean anything, you know. Glad to have, and don't get me wrong, glad to have all the people there. That was a lot of fun.
Come on out. I'll make it nice and quick.
I didn't see where the people are who I can hear taunting me, but I was hoping one of them would be right there. Is that one? There we go. Ha! Just like that.
We'll run out of bullets at some point. Boom, boom, baby!
I'm just gonna put the gun away. I'm gonna do everyone in with my boots. Good enough. Oops! I hit my head.
Don't quit, dude!
Well, you're actually damaging my armor, so... Should I? Here, hold still. Oh, you're in the corner. Oh, you're tough, though. That I didn't expect. I actually did more damage to myself there than I did to them. Well, kind of.
Where'd that little fucker go?
Right over here. Here, hold still. There we go. I really don't know how much damage that does. Like, I don't think it could take out a higher level enemy. But it does okay. It does better than I would have expected. Yeah, I'll just leave him there. Alright, well, man, anything else to go on about? Anything else to chat about? I think that's about it. Yeah, I guess to complete a thought, just in the interest of not letting... It's another thing I notice in watching these, is I tend to leave a lot of loose ends in my comments as they go along. Anyway, I was talking about Detroit Become Human, and a review that Kotaku offered up that was just, in terms of critique, was absolute garbage. And it was really dispiriting, not just because it was one bad article, because, oh, well, what could that do? And, well, realistically, for an outlet like Kotaku, who has they have a very loud megaphone, right? Their incompetent review of an otherwise noteworthy game can do real damage, and has done real damage. So why do I say the review is garbage? Well, it basically boiled down to, I don't like what they did with the game. It was too serious. They should, you know, there was no, like, there were no lighthearted moments. Like, they described what they would have liked to have seen. It was something about sort of a lighthearted, what's the movie? I think of Hudson Hawk. Early in the film, they're going through the ventilation system. Oh, like a heist, I think they said. You know, no sort of... But they basically faulted the game for being more serious. Kind of like what I was talking about earlier, you know, where a lot of people seem to fault things for taking themselves too seriously. Well, Detroit is dealing with some serious ideas, you know. It has its moments of humor. It's not completely pointless. It just also isn't insubstantial. I think it treats the topics that it's approaching with kind of gravitas that's appropriate to the subject. No idea what I'm doing here. I'll just wander around and chat. You know, but that wasn't the only thing that was disappointing. Like, I don't fault the guy for having a different opinion about the game. That's not the problem. The problem is that that's all he had in the review. Like, there was nothing else of substance. There was nothing to suggest that he had actually... Yeah, there we go. Nothing to suggest he had considered the game beyond the surface. And that's mostly what Kotaku and some other very popular sort of video game media companies offer up. You know, so he basically described Detroit Become Human as a game about whether or not androids and AI can become sentient. Now that's a theme in the game. It's a dominant theme in the game. It is not the substance of the game. It's not the philosophical, ethical, moral substance of the game. In fact, one of my biggest critiques of the game is that it doesn't actually go deep enough on certain points. It's a little too content to play up with North American.
Yes.
No kidding. Oh, interesting. Plus 25% critical damage. That's more like it. That's awesome. Oh, Macbeth script. That's funny. I didn't know. Ouch. Okay, we'll take that. You know, Detroit Become Human has to do with... it's very, very contemporary, very topical. At the same point, it deals some things that are relatively timeless, which is what a really good work, whether it's a game or a film or something else, you know, should very often strive to do. Not everything, but, you know, if you're gonna go for that, go big. But anyway, things about, like one of my favorite scenes is in the Eden Club. And not for the reasons that a lot of people would point out. You know, it's a scene that takes place in an android sex club, and, you know, whatever. There's a character in that scene that they just refer to as Blue-Haired Tracy. And Blue-Haired Tracy, no spoilers, is an android who's, for various reasons now, on the run from the cops. And that one scene in the game does a brilliant job of analyzing the... and sorry, I have my mature rating on my channel now, so I'm just going to go forward with this. But it does a brilliant job of dealing with what is basically the sex entertainment industry in, I'd say America, but, you know, probably other places too. You know, the dehumanization that takes place there. Whether David Cage intended to say that or not, he did a really good job of pointing out how those industries dehumanize people. How that's almost necessary for them to exist. You know? So anyway, point being that the substance of that scene in particular had nothing to do with androids. Androids were a mechanism. They were a means of conveying something much more significant, much deeper. So, anyway, what was going on about Kotaku and their bad review? La 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 la. Well, it's probably enough on that. It's not really on topic with what I'm playing here, so I'll leave that alone for right now. What's going on down there? Well, we need to get to Good Neighbor and the Rexford Hotel. Where's the Rexford Hotel? Is that it? Let's take a look at the map. Don't think that's it. Oh, they're both right up there. So I am too far south, so I need to go northeast. Yeah, kind of that way. Okay, so let's fly out over this and see where we land. Woohoo! And then just keep going northeast from there. Anyway, but yeah, I tend to associate that view, and it does seem pretty common, of games as being, you know, like intentionally escapist, and games are supposed to only make you feel powerful. I mean, I know I'm not alone, and I'm glad to see that there's some designers out there who are really challenging that idea. But this game in particular is definitely one of those. It is meant to, you know, it's all about guns and upgrades. And I think the good thing about this game is it has a lot of room to be played very, very differently. Like, there are many valid, not so much valid, but viable ways to play through the game where you don't have to take one fixed, rigid path. You know, I've seen a lot of people who intentionally sort of limit themselves in their character. You know, whether it's doing something as straightforward as permadeath or something else. You can kind of make up your own rules, and there's enough variety in the components of the game that, yeah, you can actually still make it through. You're not sacrificing the game itself just to play it differently. Which I think actually is a good testament to its design. Transistor, again, is a similar example. Transistor was just absolutely brilliant in a lot of ways. And I said as much in my review. Its like combat system was maybe one of my favorite in terms of that style of game that I've seen. Again, the fact that you could combine various offensive and defensive techniques, without sacrificing your ability to play the game that way. Like, they made a system, yeah, that let you try a lot of different approaches. You could kind of play your own style. Very cool. The visuals, man. One of the things that struck me about that game was just the color design. It might sound kind of funny, but it was beautiful, beautiful. The music was outstanding. The voice acting was really good. So what's my beef with it? Well, the story itself was not absent, just hidden. It was sort of this intentionally vague, you know, it's not the fact that they obscured certain things, because sometimes, you know, that's a viable approach. You want people to have to dig in a little bit to find the substance of a thing. It was the fact that there was no way to dig. It was like the game was constantly keeping its audience at arm's reach. You know, it gave you a little bit of info, but you were never really let in on the story in a meaningful way. You know, you could kind of make your own stuff up, I guess, if you wanted. That, and it took itself, not took itself seriously. That's what I was getting upset at the Otaku guy was saying. It thought too much of itself. There was a kind of arrogance or hubris in the writing. And the fact that you're supposed to learn about all the characters in the game by reading these really long text passages that are oh so cleverly written. And let me say this again: things that are cleverly written, things that might require, you know, more sophistication or experience or whatever to fully appreciate them, not a problem. These just were not written well. So that overconfidence and arrogance, it made it so that the story was just may as well have been absent. But anyway, wrote up a review of that probably about 3 years ago now, somewhere around there. Like I said, got a lot of mixed attention on various social media outlets. But it was fun to write, and I've gone back and read it a few times. I stand by everything I put in there. Northwest. I don't know the way now. So the other thing about the Kotaku review, and not just this one, but a lot of them, it's not just the lack of bad writing. Basically, it's just the lack of good writing. It actually has very little to do with Kotaku themselves, and it's sort of this expectation that apparently has been created in the mainstream gaming audience. Seems evident anyway, and that is that, you know, in the discussions on that article, you got a lot of people who are either you know, David Cage fans or people who just really like the game. You also got people like me who commented saying, you know, you haven't really approached this with any, there's no substance to what you're saying. Like, you're saying you don't like it, that's fine. You're entitled. You really aren't. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, fine. But that's all this is, an opinion piece. Like, where's the persuasion? Where are you trying to? And the problem was there are a lot of people there who are saying, look, reviews and criticism are just opinion. Let him have his opinion and move on. And I'm sorry if it's offensive, but that's a really lousy point of view on criticism. Good criticism persuades. It educates, it informs, it persuades, it can open your eyes to a thing. It can foster appreciation, and the best criticism will even foster appreciation of things that you otherwise, for whatever reason, do not like. Like aesthetically, you know, the part that you know, when you're viewing it from a subjective, personal angle, even if you dislike it, really good criticism will kind of open your eyes to things you didn't see before. To help you to appreciate it as a work of art or as a, you know, creative work, even if it's not something you would normally choose, you know. So that attitude, this idea that, you know, substance is, you know, there's no such thing as substance. There's no such thing as just what I said. Criticism is and reviews are purely opinion. If you don't like it, move on. Well, think about what that says about, you know, those pieces. Like, who are they written for? Well, then they're just written for people to either you agree with his opinion and you go and read it and go, yeah, or you disagree and you read it and go, oh, that's garbage. Or like most people, you're somewhere in the middle and said, who cares? Like, what was the point of the exercise again? Just for a bunch of people to either nod or shake their head? That seems pointless to me. Anyway, boy, I'm just... Where am I now? I'm letting myself, in talking, I'm letting myself get really distracted. Yeah. This way. My nose is plugging up. Man, I hope I'm not getting sick. That would stink. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, big point of this channel is to find folks who enjoy games and films and comics and the whole thing. We're looking to go deeper. We're looking for games that, you know, sort of address that that space. What is this place? It's a bookstore, isn't it? Yeah. Going this way. Well, there. Really? Dumb dog. There's a good neighbor. We'll start there. And let's check the roster here. I have to call her. So I'm going to have to sneak in somehow. See how this goes. Put the gun away for right now. Anyway. Oh, hey, look at that rose. Ah, excuse me. We're almost to level 120 now, too. Now, after all this, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are days when I just want to play a game to pass the time. You know what I mean? Work has been nuts. You know, I just need to kind of chill for a while. Who doesn't have those days? It's just I don't want all games to be that. What's funny is it's really easy to believe that that's something that comes maybe with age. I'm middle-aged, you know, a couple years shy of 50, actually. And, you know, it'd be easy to believe that, you know, oh, that's just kind of where you are now. It's like, no, not as much as you... What, it wants me to go back out now? There must be someone upstairs or something. Anyway, you know, I could see where people would think that, but realistically, this is a way of approaching games since I was a kid. And when I was a kid, you know, I was playing on an Atari 2600, that sort of thing. So you're thinking, you know, well, how could games back then didn't have substance? What are you going to do with Pac-Man? Well, the truth is, there was a lot of Pac-Man and that kind of thing. Even those games, though, as you're playing them, you can kind of make up your own story in your head. Play along that way. And I was... Oh. Hey, Bobby. Very fortunate to have had the chance to play some games on a... I still have never been able to find this hardware since.
Mail isn't any good to
Your property of Mason in Nuka Town now.
Oh
Get going.
Get him out of there.
There we go. Oh! Are we enemies now? I'm okay with that. Hey, Bobby. Those is going to be the last thing you have to worry about after this. Seriously. She used a stim pack.
Die already.
Nah. Oh, you can't kill her. Well, that's curious. You gonna get up again?
Hell with you.
There she is. This is weird. I didn't expect this at all.
You You'll pay for that. I'm not hurting you.
I believe it. But you probably should be. If nothing else, I could use the console to just disappear you. Alright, let's go patch my armor now. See you, Bobby. That was weird. Anyway. Yeah, so long story short, you know, like looking for a deeper story, something with emotional punch or whatever, you know, way back when games didn't offer that themselves. If you were so inclined, you did kind of add that on your own. Oh, well, this is a problem. Play alone for a minute. Like, you guys want to do this? You want me to be an enemy, a good neighbor after everything that we did? I can do that. Now, I don't know, you need to know, I don't know if I'm going to keep all this. This is a mess, right? Like, I'm waiting for Hancock to come out now and start shooting at me too. Sorry, Daisy.
I'm not afraid of you.
Bobby, is that you coming out and chasing me down too? She's about the toughest one here. Who is that? Come on, who else is here? What am I hearing? Oh. That's weird.
Where'd you go?
Well, here's the thing. I actually don't want to become permanent enemies of, like, this whole mass murder scene. Not really what I'm looking for. So, yeah, back to good neighbor. A few saves back. So the question is, can I go in and somehow distract Bobby and still carry out the mission? Or if I put a collar on that guy, is everyone instantly going to turn against me? If it's... Basically, if everyone's going to instantly turn against me no matter what, if I collar him, then I'm not doing that mission. And we're done with that part. And I'm pretty much ready to kill the corresponding... the whatever boss that was back in the world. Like, I can't do any more jobs for them, so, you know, why keep him around?
Mel isn't any good to us, locked up in Diamond City security. Get him out of there.
Hi. Can I help you? Come with me. There's something you need to see.
This is better.
Okay. Lead the way.
You got it. Cool. We'll try a couple different routes here and see what works. Over here.
There's something you want? I have this necklace that would look wonderful on you. Here. Okay, I guess. Wait a minute.
Help!
You're property of Mason in Nuka Town now.
Oh my
Get
God.
going.
So, okay, let's just head outside. Bobby didn't come running up the stairs. That's a good start. Oh, still can't open it. Come on. There we go. Now, what's everyone out here gonna do as soon as I come out? Way better. Much better solution than last time. Cool. Alright, the Hotel Rexford. Here we come. That was a little more fun. Try on this necklace. Oh, man. But yeah, so in terms of the audience for this channel, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I got some really good feedback when I was blogging kind of along this line. There are a lot of people out there who approach games this way. You know, basically, I know I'm not alone. The difficulty's always just been finding the other folks and connecting in good, meaningful ways. And so far, this seems to be the best. It's produced the best results so far. I've tried. And where are we going? That way? Really? What way is that? Southeast? So south of here? Does that make sense? Oh, excuse me. I don't know if I can get through here, though. Oop.
I'll wear your guts around my neck!
Still want my guts? I hear your big ugly friend somewhere.
Wish a buckethead would show up. I'd rip his legs clean off.
So yeah, like, you know, in this game they did a really good job. Like I said, you know, letting people play different ways. I'll be very, very curious to see how much flexibility there is in 76.
Gonna be a good
I
fight!
think Bethesda's smart enough to design it so that, you know, there's no one golden path, you know, no one way to play. That would... Awesome. That would exclude an awful lot of potential customers, right? So I think it'll be there. I'm just curious to see what the, you know, how they did it more than if they did it. I'm that confident in it. We're getting close. Seem to remember it being more kind of on the eastern edge of town. Ooh, a fusion core. Awesome. Yeah, you know, I think I may actually be coming down with a cold. That kind of stinks. Oh well. Whoops. Yeah, the other thing too about having a stream that's based more on the kind of angle that I'm looking for is it at least, even if the audience is kind of limited, it's at least not what so many other folks are trying to do. So the question is whether or not people who, you know, the audience I'm looking for is actually on places like Twitch and Twitch and Mixer and YouTube and all that. I guess we'll find out. Alright, where am I going? Let's see where I am. I feel like I've gotten turned around again. Dead neighbor. Where? That doesn't look right. Okay, fine. Let's fast travel up there. I thought I was heading further south. It looks like I just missed it entirely. Go back and walk it again. Excuse me. Ugh. That's doing its thing. I'll come over here and take a quick peek. Make sure everything's working okay. Yep. Whoa, didn't mean to come all the way up here. How nice that someone keeps replacing the explosive containers. Alright, well, where do I jump to? So, take a look at the map. And it is south. Not quite directly south of me, but that way. Move that away. Yep. That's kind of what I thought. Level change right in midair there. Did I? Oh. I've never tried to get out here this way. First time for everything. Let's give it a shot. Things to recharge. Don't fall off. Oh boy, slickery roof. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's just gonna drop me over there. Oh, well, No. Beacon Hill. It was an accident. Didn't mean to blow you up. Okay, there we go. So, let's not jump off right there. Nor will we jump off right there. Go this way. And... oh, different. No level change. Okay. Oh, the level change is just because of Good Neighbor. Alright. So now that away. Almost. Who's that? Really? Huh, curious. Did I miss it again? Oh, good heavens. I'm dying to see which building this is, because it apparently is none of the ones I thought it was. That's Good Neighbor. Already did that one. Yeah? Just north of here. The blazes. Ugh. That? That's not the hotel Rexford, is it? Really gotta be more careful with that thing. Come on. Oh, good grief.
Oh, hell no!
Noticing a lot more of the Stimpaks using Stimpaks. A lot more of the Raiders using Stimpaks now. Boink. Is that it? It's somewhere right around here. Hey, that's Good Neighbor. Is it in Good Neighbor and I'm totally spacing it? Because I've been thinking about, there's a particular building where there's like a swimming pool on the roof. It's got to be in here. Okay. Who knew? Old State House. Warehouse. Anyway, it's kind of a green building. I feel so stupid.
So, the big kaboom hits old CIT. I hope the stories are true and the Institute got what was coming to them.
You better hope the same thing for yourself, then. Anyway. Yeah, sorry for the runaround. I was so convinced that this was somewhere else. No idea both of them were here. Hey. Hello.
Can I help you?
Come with me. There's something you need to see.
Okay. Lead the way.
You are also gullible. Whoops, and not behind the door. Go here. Good enough spot. Here, have a seat.
Hey,
There's something you want?
if you have anyone to say goodbye to, now's the chance.
I think you're mistaking me for someone else. Can I help you?
How's it going?
Fine. Do I know you?
Come with me. There's something you need to see.
Okay. Lead the way.
And here we are. Let's see. If I quick save, and then, oops, nope. Just go like this. I keep thinking I'm supposed to taller him. This is not a tolerating mission, yeah?
Ain't my fight.
Better not try that again.
They're upset. Okay, let's go back. Got an idea. Yeah, I had it in my head I was supposed to taller him too. Boy, not paying enough attention. Okay, so...
Hey there.
Can I help you?
Okay. Follow.
Come with me. There's something you need to see.
Okay. Lead the way.
You got it. This way. Where did it take him, though?
I just clean up around here.
Hey.
Coming? See how far he'll follow me. If I can get him to follow me all the way out of Good Neighbor, that would be ideal. Hey, he's still coming.
But I don't know who
I found a,
guts to attack the
say, I found a puppy.
but I
It's
don't
really
mind.
cute. You need to see it. Still coming? Good. Good. Let's just head out this way. The pistol was not quite high-powered enough. Had to shoot him a few times. That's no fun for him. If we could do this in one shot, that would be best. Is he here? There he he is.
Excuse me.
There's something you want?
If you have anyone to say goodbye to, now's the chance.
I think you're mistaking me for someone else.
One shot. Oh, come on, man. Really? Maybe I should look for a different key to assign that to. That's I hope that's possible. I really don't know that it is. No, no. So apparently I have to leave the body there. Because I keep trying to pick him up so I can like drag him off the road. And it's not working. I'm going to try outside the armor, I guess. Yeah, so one more time. Sorry for the back and forth. It's not letting me... That's kind of annoying. Huh. Well, so I figured they'll see him as soon next time someone leaves a good neighbor, but, you know, what are you going to do? That's empty. Alright, let's fast travel up to Sanctuary Hills. And, oh, patch up the armor and stuff. And then what time is it? Yeah. Excuse me. Pardon again. Good grief. I think it's probably time to be done for today. Beautiful evening here. Sun's about to set. Much better. Let's go drop anything I picked up along the way. Let's go see if any of the shops are still open, and if so, or replenish my ammo and that kind of thing. Hey, you are open. Great.
I'm sure I've got something you need.
I'll take a look. Sure.
Great.
What am I doing? Good. What can we sell off? I think I have enough 45 rounds now. Good. Look at all those. Well, like I said, that's not a bad thing. But I am a little surprised at how many I have. Yeah, shotgun shells are getting down there again. So I need to favor the my number 2, the one that uses the 45 ammo. Has the same damage profile as the shotgun. It doesn't fire quite as fast, but that shouldn't be a problem. Do I have any? I wonder if I have any weapons I can sell off. Lots of grenades. Using that. Nuke mine that I'm keeping. Double plasma grenades. No, that's it. Cool. I think I'm okay otherwise.
You know what? Since we...
Anything else I need to drop? Ammo, miscellaneous, nope. This is suicide.
Oh, I'm feeling swell. Look at the two of us here in Sanctuary.
Let's take a look for that. I forgot to read that before. So it's from the Nuka World Gauntlet that you have to go through right when you show up. To the assholes who trapped me in here, I'm done playing your little game. I ran your stupid gauntlet. I made it this far, but I'm done, so no big show for you. Aren't you just the bravest bunch of dipshits to watch some guy in supercharged power armor beat up on someone with nothing? I'll blow my own brains out. Thank you very much. That's unfortunate.
Prepared for the future.
Alright, well, like I said, I think that's about it for now. Next time I will head back to Nuka World, report all 3 mission completions, and see where things go from there.
You hear about the farm run by ghouls? Isn't that something?
Head back over here just so that when I come in next time, I'll be get a little reminder of, yeah, you need to put on your armor. So, alright, well, thanks for watching. As always, hope to see you here again soon. I will resume my normal schedule of streaming around 6 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow, and hope to see you there. Have a great Sunday evening, great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.